Hi, how are you students? Today we are going to discuss about organizational environment. Organizational environment, as we all know that analyzing the organizational environment in different ways. As we all know that it can be divided as internal environment as well as external environment. Environment which includes all the direction, okay. So even when you are talking about internal, all employees, shareholders, and trade unions, which are all included. So we need to analyze how effectively these people are positively contributing. Talking about external environment, which includes politics, technology, as well as economic positions, uh, even sociology, culture. So these are all the external environment which needs to be analyzed. So being an entrepreneur, when you're analyzing both factors, internal as well as external, you can be the right person to make out your product in a successful way. Organizational environment is quite imperative as we are all focusing on different involvement. Either it can be as barrier or supportive factors, but we need to strongly scrutinize all the factors. Why do we study organizational environment? Entrepreneur is supposed to identify what are all the basic information or vital informations which may be highly focused. We can convert as inputs, example, employees, labors, raw materials, which are all collected as inputs and converted as a product and services, which can be called as output. So when you are making effective input and output, this environment is important. Talking about Nokia, as you know that Nokia, which has failed based on lack of scanning of environment. Scanning of environment in the sense whether it was technically competent or it was accepted by all the people. Was it successfully handled by the employees? So there can be lots of reasons. People are saying that the technology was inferior since they were using Symbian technology which was outmoded. Secondly, it was not upgradable because every time people are thinking from 2G into 3G, 3G into 4G. And then the manager's attitude was not up to the mark. And people's vision is normally, it should be focused views, okay. So here we clearly identify that people lack of vision in the sense the product should have been made in the sense that it can be upgradable, but here due to lack of visions the operating system was not up to the mark, and the people should have thought that they would be facing lots of competition. So when the product was in a very peak sales during the year of 93 to 95 up to 2006, but 2007 the other competitors entered into the market, okay. So we need to identify and get lots of information about how effectively we are functioning this. So exchange of information is important. Organizational, internally, how effectively our employees are contributing. Are we utilizing any kind of high advanced technology which will be helpful to upgrade our product? So every information about our organization should be communicated properly by our employees, which is highly helpful. So as we all know that in our organization, whether it can be technically advanced or our employees are highly competent to produce the particular product, everything should be focused. Uh, and as we all know that secondly, we need to identify that what are all the resources we are getting, labors, machines, resources as input. And we need to know the procurement environment. That means that how we are getting the products as input. And when we are selling the product, we need to focus on output. That means external environment. So external environment which is always helping us to sell the product, especially in connection with the sales. So talking about environment, input environment for procuring the products and making internal communications effectively. and the resources which are handled through sales, it can be done through external environment. Okay, so exchange of resources should be always focused as a vital factor by an entrepreneur. Um, as you know that when you are exchanging the information, it should be promptly communicated. So take example of Nokia. The employees were not passing the right informations to the higher officials, especially in connection with the operating system, which was outmoded and technically it was not upgradable. So the environment scanning was not properly done. So talking about the external environment, as I told you, technological wise, it should have been upgraded. So here it was filed. So we couldn't find that there was any political barrier which was related with Nokia, because Nokia was highly accepted by all the people since last 18 years. They have been dominating this mobile communications. Okay, and even Microsoft also has tied with Nokia people, expecting that this Nokia would be the successful product. But finally, these people also have given up. Even they try to introduce smart mobile, and even we can easily give example like Lumia and other information, Lumia and other mobile. So, talking about other major information, as I told you, these are all the exchanges of resources, exchanges of other important information about our organization, and the exchange of influence. What are all the factors are influencing? Either it can be trade union related informations, or creditors who have invested money or monetarily supporting to our organization. And there could be some factors which are giving pressure, like trade union people and financially supporting people. So we need to analyze completely this scanning environment or analyzing environment, which includes all the factors. Either it can be internally or externally. Internally, it can be analyzed and focused in any possible way. For example, considering about our employees as well as the environment of trade union and shareholders. It all can be positively discussed, and we can take a good decision. Whereas external environment, we need to be diplomatic, since we are facing unexpected issues, especially for example economic conditions. In case inflation increases, we need to identify what strategy to be implemented. Okay, so here this picture clearly indicates that input, in the sense it can be like labor, materials, and output, it's been identified as product. So talking about inputs, are we having competent employees to produce the desired product, and can we get the right materials as resources frequently? So these are all very important information. And competitions, we need to survey the market. In market, are we able to sell our product? Are we capable enough to sell the product among all the competitors? Or there could be any monopolizing situations. So there can be pressure groups. As I told you, pressure groups which can be categorized according to the level of the concerns. Either it can be trade union oriented organization, or the organizations which is operated under the monetary supportive institutions. So we can categorize this pressure group based on the categorization of the industries. Okay, but competition analyzation, which is very much important. Okay, so though it can be internal related issues, we need to identify that on what level the competition is being faced. Either the product acceptance, or sending the product to different areas, or product modifications. So these are all the factors which needs to be compared with our competitive products. So every product which is always compared with similar products. So talking about competitors, we always need to focus on how effectively or how uniquely our products are identified among all the products. So when you are analyzing organizational environment, competition is being considered as a important factors. And one more thing, so when you are identifying that your competitors who are successfully manufacturing the product which may be comparatively better, when you are doing analyzation, scanning analysis, that environment analyzation, you would get a prompt answer that what stops as doing the right product. And we can categorize other major areas. Owners are always expecting the rate of return, the amount what they have invested should be doubled. Okay. So here we can say that our customers we need to focus on. As I told you, customers are always expecting something unique product. So they are the people who are giving monetary benefit for us. Employees, how effectively or efficiently they are contributing to make a desired output. So employees, they need to be upgraded through training or proper programs. So entrepreneurs should always focus on employees as a major source as they are manufacturing the desired product. Okay, and as one more thing, the labors can be obtained from different area, but first of all we need to focus on, are we able to get the right employees from the place where our company is operated. These are all the crucial situations which needs to be focused by an entrepreneur, because many of the entrepreneurs might have selected the location, but when they are looking for the employees, they may feel difficult to identify the right level of employees who can be able to produce the desired product. So when you are doing this kind of environment, when you are analyzing the environment, you will have to focus on getting the right level of employee, and employees the employee who can do the expected product, who can make out the expected product, which are all highly focused. So task environment, here we can categorize the next level is task environment, which is based on the customers and different kind of suppliers and laborers, because these are all interrelated with the task that what we are doing. Okay, so customers, whether do they buy our product regularly, and as I told you, labor, are they efficiently contributing to make out our product, and the competition. So our products are uniquely identified among all our competitions. Again, we can make out that different factors like trade union members, or because of the culture. Trade union members is going to be the pressurizing point for our entrepreneurs, and suppliers also, because we need to get our resources frequently and on expected period, because getting resources on right time would always be helpful for an entrepreneur to produce a desired product. So owners, as I told you, they are focusing on return on investment. Customers, they need to buy our product. Suppliers who need to send their expected resources on time, and labor should be competent. Competition, our product should be uniquely identified. Pressure groups, which can be categorized based on the size of the organization. It can be either creditors or trade union related members who are always seen as a pressurized groups. So talking about this task environment, there could be few areas which needs to be highly focused. First one is competition, because unless if you are not successful in competition, we cannot make out the desired product which will make us successful in our market. So market analysis should be done promptly, because if the market which may be dominated by a monopolistic product, then we may be facing different situation. Secondly, public product which are highly preferred, then the private product, then entrepreneur may have to struggle a lot to produce the particular product. And secondly, customers' preference is getting changed. That's also a major issue. Next, we can talk about socio-cultural environment. So socio-cultural environment, it all includes age and the customers' preferences, and the culture, lifestyle, and the behavior. Okay. So as I told you, when the people are growing, or the market in which people are identifying different product, and based on the culture, the preferences will get changed. For example, if you are living in a place where where a cow is considered as a holy product, then automatically you cannot sell this kind of product like leather related product. This is, I'm giving the example. And the same like that, we'll have to focus on how the culture which is related with making the different kind of product. And as I told you that geographical distribution also is a major one. And when the people are buying the product, they are always focusing on the durability of the product, that the product can be used by all age groups. So automatically the product can be the successful product. For example, take an example of a child laptop. There is a exclusive product for children's kids laptop. So once they cross the particular ages, so automatically this toy, the laptop which can be seen as a toy, so automatically the product will be rejected because it all depends on the ages also. So economic environment, as I told you, it all includes about taxes, regulations, inflation, policies, monetary policy, different factors are highly included. Okay, so economic environment, especially in connection with the technological environment also, because technological which enhances our economy. So taxes, sometimes it may be monetarily distributing our entrepreneurs, and monetary policy also, because people are changing the policies. So political environment, sometimes the people may create a new rules and regulations, law, different kind of law, which may not be adopted by certain kind of people, because unexpectedly the law can be created. Because I heard that long years before, the law was enacted without informing in advance. They said that the cow slaughtering has to be stopped. So the people who were involved in making different kind of leather product got shocked, okay, especially in India. Okay, same like that in other country also. I think one of the European country, they enacted a new rule in that they mentioned that diabetic related products should be stopped. So when they are introducing any kind of new law or enacting new law which may disturb the entrepreneur who has intended to start a different kind of business. So we have to focus on the political environment which should be suitable for an entrepreneur. So political environment, we need to identify that what are all the different kind of regulations and laws are being enacted by the particular government. So based on that, the entrepreneur will have to identify exactly what business which can be implemented on the particular government, because we need to get proper support and contribution from the government in the way of monetary as well as other supports. So political environment plays a major role. So general environment, as I told you, it all connects with the external environment. Okay, so here we can say that political, economical, technological, socio-cultural. So this all we have discussed, but once again we can emphasize on few points as I told you. So general environment is seen as a external environment, but here I can say that technological aspect should be highly focused because it is highly changeable. So for example, when people are changing from Android into iOS, so automatically the product should get affected, the distribution of product should get affected. So this is what we can give the best example. People preference are always changeable, which is based on the product is being produced by the particular companies actually. And socio-cultural already we discussed, and economic position, as I told you, monetary policy. Monetary policy is a monetary authority in every nation has created a new form of rules to retain the value of the currency. Okay, and the fiscal policy, as I told you, is all about the government revenue, how they are getting the revenue through various taxes, and what all the expenditures based by the government. Based on that, they have created fiscal policy also. So we need to focus on both policies so that we can get clear idea. And External environment, this picture clearly indicates that what all the factors are included. As we discussed, when you are writing a different kind of information, please you need to differentiate both environment, like internal environment as well as external environment. So once again I am telling internal environment which can be manageable, but external environment it's not manageable, it's not changeable also. But being an entrepreneur will have to diplomatically handle all the situations. Okay, so normally we can call it as external environment, which is highly helping for us to sell the product. Okay, so just so you can think it in a different way, that if external environment is highly negative for an entrepreneur, what are all the barriers he is going to face? So politically, if our product is not accepted because due to new law and regulations, we may be struggling a lot. Economically, they are introducing lots of policies which may be disrupting our business in the way of monetary related issues. So entrepreneur may be thinking of stopping the business. Either he can give up making the product further. And technology based, whether the entrepreneur should be adaptive or he should be adaptable to different kind of a product, and as I told you, customer preferences and your innovation should be conformable. As he thinks he could make a different kind of product, but it has to be matching with the expectation of the customers and the legal aspects. So whether our products are legally accepted, or in case if they are creating any legal related implications which might adversely affect our product. So entrepreneurs should focus on external environment as a major one, since it involves different factors as it is related with sales. Okay, each and every time entrepreneur should focus on the factors in a different way. So every entrepreneur who can come up with lots of ideas are being disrupted with this kind of factors. Technical upgradement, political changes, new policies introduced by the government, competitors' interference, and monopolistic product characteristics, and some of the top pioneers products are dominating the market. So these are all the real barriers for entrepreneur, which can be easily scrutinized by an entrepreneur if he deeply contemplates that these factors will have to be focused in a different way. External environment, once you are able to control the external environment, you could be the real person, you could be the successful entrepreneur who can handle all the issues. As I told you, external environment and the internal environment both are equally focused, but most of the actions which are related with the external environment, as it deals with a different kind of ideas which are related with external factors. So, and it's all related with our output related informations. So internal environment, as I told you, it can be manageable, but provided you should be able handled to regulate the trade union related matters. And employee should be highly educated, and we should keep giving training, various training to the employee who can be converted as a resourceful person and makes lots of products which can be competitively sold. So labors are our real assets. So internal environment, as I told you, our creditors, our employees, so trade unions, so lots of things are considered, customers. So internal environment which can be manageable, provided you need to identify how the barriers are started and how it can be sorted out also. And talking about labors, because many of the people would have given different kind of idea that how the labors can be easily converted as resourceful people. But being an entrepreneur, he is a real person. He is a person who is expecting more monetary benefit, and as we all know that he is a highly risk bearing people, but provided he cannot wait for a long time to convert our employees into resourceful employees. And the next one is factors controlling organizational environment. Here already we discussed several points, but here I have categorized through this picture like a task oriented, task related factors, and general environment, task related environment, and as I told you that external related external environment and general environment both are same. Task related environment here, and the third one here we can say other basic environments. Okay, so there can be three types: internal, external, and task oriented. Okay, so you can always remember internal. We are all discussing internally. Okay. And talking about the reasons of Nokia, already we discussed, because why again we are discussing, because Nokia which is failed due to the factor of analyzing the different kind of the external factors. So the people, they have given different kind of reasons, because when you are talking about a mobile phone, the OS plays a major role, but here they have introduced Symbian in the name of the OS, which got outmoded, and people got frustrated while they were using the particular OS. Okay, so and employees they were not communicating properly. Thank you guys. I hope that this classes would be informative to everyone, and I hope you people could listen this video and audio again and again. And each and every time you can also discuss orally, and this chapter is quite important for the students. So I hope everyone would have enjoyed, and if you have any clarifications you can ask me. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.